Welcome back to the Deadlight Society. I'm Ron Jeremy's left-leaning testicle.
And I'm Michael.
And today, we're talking about X.
Tried to keep that one a straight face. That one didn't work out so well. Alright, yeah. Movie X this week. So, it's not new, brand new, but it is new for this year. So, excited to watch it. Not with you, though.
It's the first, like, because it's a modern slasher, and especially, like, in the era that we're in, of, like, well, what can we do politically? What can we do this way? Is somebody going to be upset? Or can we push the envelope a little bit? I think that's why I got really excited for it, because I wanted to see, well, how are they actually going to do this with it being so, like, outrageously sexual and shit like that. Yeah, so I'm excited.
Yeah, curious to see. I remember when this first started coming out, and you texted me a screenshot of the movie, and you're like, "We got to go see this in the theaters." Like, and then the next follow-up message was, "Brittany Snow titties," and that's all I remember. And I was like,
"Okay." Brittany Snow go way back.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
What all has she been in?
Hairspray. Hairspray is the first thing that I've seen with her. So
I think Hairspray and something else. It's like a teenish movie.
I
know Pitch Perfect, obviously.
Yeah.
That's where I fell in love with Brittany Snow.
I think
it was the second Pitch Perfect came out. I was
Would You Rather?
I love this woman.
Is a scary movie that she was in.
Right.
Would You Rather? Right. I think that's what it was called.
I was like that bleach blonde Brittany Snow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Redhead Brittany Snow.
She was in The Pacifier. John Tucker Must Die.
That's what I was thinking of. John Tucker Must Die.
Bunch of things. So yeah, she's definitely been out there for a bit.
She's like not our age actor, but like older than us, but like around she was in everything where we grew up.
Yeah, that's like our generation. Yeah, I get what you're saying. But every time I think about this movie, that's what I think of. You text me that. So, thanks for that.
It's not wrong.
But surprisingly, even though he sent that, we still didn't see it yet.
No, yeah.
We're about to do that very shortly. I don't really know much about it other than it's a movie based on like them trying to make an adult movie, and it just kind of goes wrong, I'm assuming. But it's 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, actually, which is surprising to me because
you said there was mixed ratings, you fucking liar.
Because there is, like, when you see it on like Facebook groups, especially when it first came out.
Oh yeah,
like you really had people who were like, "Oh, it was great," and then you had people who were like, "That was like the worst movie. It's all sexualized. There's nothing horror in it. Like, it's shitty."
I think most people have like gone back and maybe watched it a few times and are like changed their opinion a little bit.
Possibly.
And especially now with the prequel and stuff coming out, there's probably a lot more that's going to be answered as well. So, like, I think now everyone's like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, and it's, like I said, 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, but only 61% of Google users said they liked it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's it's a hit or miss here. So I'm hoping...
a critic review and wants a fucking...
Yeah, I'm hoping I'm going to like it. I think the cast in here looks pretty good, so even if it's...
Kid Cudi's in this fucking movie. Like, what the fuck?
It's got a good cast, so it can't be awful. I mean, it definitely could be, but I don't think it's going to be awful. I think I'm going to like it. But for those of you who don't know what it is, I'll just read you the quick Google the word that I'm looking for. Jesus Christ. Summary? Yeah, summary. Jeez. Read you the quick Google summary. A group of actors sets out to make an adult film in rural Texas under the noses of their reclusive hosts. But when the elderly couple catches their young guests in the act, the cast finds themselves in a desperate fight for their lives. So, obviously, they're trying to make an adult movie, and I guess the people that they're renting this house from finds it out, they didn't like that, and then some shady stuff starts going down. Basically, yeah. Basically the synopsis of that. So that's it. I don't know. I haven't seen it, and I've only seen the trailer for this, so I don't know much more than that. But I am excited to watch it just because I want to form my own opinion on it. Because, like I said, I've heard very mixed reviews. So
I know a little bit about one of the plot lines, and it makes me really sad.
yeah, that's what you were saying, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm sure once I watch it, I'm gonna know exactly what you're talking about, and I'm gonna be like, oh.
It's a fear that like every guy has, like
Yeah.
every obviously like cis guy, just like in a relationship has the fear, and it's
Yeah.
yeah.
It
It hurts my soul.
I can definitely probably guess, but I won't. I'm gonna watch it, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, that okay. I'll know. But yeah, I don't. The prequel to this, forget what did you say? Did you say it already? What it was called?
No, I didn't.
Okay, hold on, I forget. Pearl. Okay, so it's a prequel film, and it was secretly shot back to back with X, and it's already in post production. So we might even get that at the end of this year, maybe.
We
or
already have a
beginning of-
trailer at this point.
Yeah, so
Like literally when we're recording this, like the trailer dropped like last week.
of course, but seems to always be that way. But yeah, so will be coming out shortly too. The budget for this movie X was $12 million, and they actually surprisingly only made $14.4 million at the box office. So
It was one of those awkward right out of quarantine movies where
Yeah.
theaters were starting to open up.
true. So, I mean, at least it made money, I guess, and didn't lose. Not much.
exactly.
So it is what it is.
It's a horror movie. It's not going to make a massive fucking $1 billion back. It's
Unless
not
you're
Disney.
unless you're the It movies,
Well, yeah.
then
it's
maybe.
different. It's already an established brand. You have all this shit. There's
Yeah.
lead up to it. Yeah.
You're right.
Makes sense.
You're right. I don't think I have anything else for this. That's really it for the movie. We'll give you some more spoilers and stuff once we watch it in part 2 of this. But do you have any other horror news? I know we wanted to.
The only horror news that we have this week, Spirit Halloween is fucking open for business.
Well, starting
for
to
the
open.
Halloween season.
Yeah. You might have
No,
one.
it's open. Flagship store had grand opening yesterday. It's fucking open. It's spooky season officially.
Well, he says yesterday for us, but yesterday for us is a few weeks for this. So I guess it probably
like a
will be
week,
open.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a week ago.
Today, literally, we went to one that like just opened up, and the other one.
Beetlejuice sign, and I got the cotton candy gun.
Yeah, so we're recording this episode the same day we recorded Killer Clowns. So, so if it's a little bit outdated, sorry. But yeah, that's really the only horror news that we have with that. Just, Spirit Halloween's opening up. So if you haven't been to a Spirit Halloween, first of all, why are you wrong? And you need to go to one. Go to one right now. Like, turn this podcast off. I don't even care, and just go to one right
Go
now.
listen on the way.
Or that, yeah.
Where's
You're right.
Spirit?
I forgot that you can do that in cars now. I don't know where the fuck my brain has been.
Bluetooth is an insane invention.
So listen to us on the way, and then go into your nearest Spirit Halloween and just receive all of the serotonin that you need for the day. Truthfully, that's words of advice
and
from
then
me.
keep doing that every single week until Halloween.
Yeah, spend all your money. It's all right. Go bankrupt. It's
I
fine.
already spent $80 today, so
Yeah, no, it's cool. Whatever. Worth it. Truly. But yeah, I think that's it. It's gonna be a short intro this week because not really much to talk about in terms of horror news and not much to talk about pre-movie discussion. We'll just get into the movie now. We'll do another trivia game at the end of this. Just random trivia again, not trivia based on this movie, but random trivia from the horror trivia game that I bought. We'll go through some of that. Talk about the movie, spoilers, all the good stuff that, we do every week. So, but with that, unless, what's your name this week?
Ron Jeremy's left-leaning testicle.
Ron Jeremy's left-leaning testicle. Okay, unless Ron Jeremy's left-leaning testicle has anything else to say, I think we're going to cut and go to the trailer.
Enjoy your trailer.
All right, enjoy your trailer.
Ron Jeremy loves you.
Farmer's daughter, take one. I need to be famous, Wayne. All the best people are.
There ain't nobody else out there like you. You know why?
Why?
Because you got that X Factor. Our days of struggling may soon be over.
Hollywood, here we come.
So this is it. Our own studio backlot.
I'm looking for a place to stay.
Oh, yes, sir.
That's one ugly son of a bitch. And my wife, Pearl, is next door. So I would appreciate a little discretion.
He don't know what we're doing, does he?
Well, it's better to beg for forgiveness and ask for permission.
Would you like to come inside?
Much obliged.
I want to be in the movie.
Well, you can't. The story can't just change midway through.
If Daddy catches us, there's no telling what he might do.
My wife is not well. It happens after dark.
Maxine? You don't want to leave, do you?
People's eyes are gonna pop out of their damn skulls when they see this. What? Are you alright?
No.
One of the boys found this inside.
What do you think is on it?
I see one goddamn fucked up horror picture.
And we're back. Post-movie watch. This week we actually are trying something a little bit differently. I'm actually in my home right now, and this is the first episode that we're not together recording something. So, if anything sounds a little different... Go ahead.
This is the Deadlight Society remote.
Yes. So, if anything sounds a little bit differently, it's for that reason. So, hopefully it comes together all right, but we'll find that out shortly, and so will you guys. But
Michael's just trying to make my life more difficult with more editing.
yep, his life more difficult, mine a little bit easier. I don't have to drive as much.
Yeah, literally, that's what it is. It's because I have to sit here and edit more, and you're just like, oh, I'm saving on
Yeah,
gas.
sorry.
I'm an asshole.
Well, I mean, gas and time, so it's all right. I mean, for me, I guess you get more time. Sorry, but whatever. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, it doesn't save me any time.
Okay. Anyway.
God damn.
All right. So we watched the movie on our own this time, which rightfully so, because this one probably would have been a little bit weird to watch together. Won't lie. I guess not as bad, like you were saying. It wouldn't have been too awful to watch together, but just a little bit.
It's kind of like other slasher movies where you have like the sex scenes, but
Yeah, this one.
it's a little more into the sex scene with closer ups.
100%. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I don't. What do you think? What would your fear or flop rating be?
I'm going with like a Fear 2. I don't like it that much, but it's still decent for a slasher movie.
Fair. I'm also going to give it a fear. I'll give it like a fear 4 because I did like it. It gave me like Texas Chainsaw vibes like right away, like in the very opening scene, like within the first 5 minutes. So I was thinking,
I think it kind of takes place in the same area like that. Wait, where does this take place?
no, good question. I don't know. I didn't write that down. But it is that like
I don't
same.
know if it's like
Is it Texas?
like that Texarkana. It's like the border between Arkansas and Texas.
Gotcha. That makes sense. But yeah, no, it definitely did give that vibe right away. And I don't know if I'm alone in this. And Adam said he hasn't seen this one in particular, but I also said House of Wax vibes a little bit. I know he said he's seen the older one, but I'm talking about the ones like Chad Michael Murray and all those ones because I watched that quite a few times. It's one of my favorite movies, and kind of gave me that. I don't know, like, I can't explain exactly what it was that gave me that type of vibe, but it did give me that vibe as well. But I guess, like we said, it's a fear. not very high on the fear scale, but in terms of predictability, it's a decent slasher, but just very predictable. And yeah, that's pretty much what it boils down to, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Also, it does take place in Texas, but it was filmed in New Zealand.
Oh, all right, cool. All right.
Yeah. Welcome to movie production.
Yeah, I guess so. That's interesting. Let me see. I don't know. Where do you want to start with this? You want to dive right into the beginning?
Yeah, might as well.
All right.
I mean, there's not really much that goes on besides just kind of like character intros at the start.
Yeah. I mean, really, it's just they're traveling to this cabin that the dude Wayne rented from this old couple that they're gonna shoot this porno movie in. It's a very like secluded house on a farm. There's nothing around it. Like spooky vibes right away, because that means I wouldn't be in the middle of nowhere renting a cabin from somebody that I don't know. Like I mean, I guess they're old, so maybe you feel like a little less worried and more relieved because they're old. Like, what are they gonna do? But I guess they're gonna do something.
Like a bunch of people, like he was saying in that area, a bunch of people were hurting for money. I guess property taxes or whatever went up.
Yeah.
And so, like, everybody was kind of like either renting out property or looking for people, like looking for work and shit like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, makes sense. Just, I guess, and it's based in 1979. So, I mean, at that point in time, you're not really having the crazy shit that's going on in like today's world. So, I get maybe I'd probably trust it.
Yeah,
so.
people are still a little more trusting.
Yeah.
Like, it's like kind of at the peak of serial killer USA.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong, but still, people were more trusting then. So, it makes sense. Yeah. And like, he's just trying to, shoot this porno movie, and he thinks he's gonna like change the whole like porno movement in this time. And he's got like two girls in there, and they're bouncing back and forth between the guy Jackson. So like, I guess he had a good idea, but I guess I'm looking at it from.
Well, he's a strip club owner, so he's like looking for any sort of way to make a quick buck.
A strip club owner with a plowing services van.
Oh yeah, I fucking love that plowing service van. Like, it's my first note on the movie is plowing service van was a nice touch.
Yeah, I did. I noticed that too, like right away, and I was just like, "No, that's nice. Love that for them." They're not wrong, I guess. It's not the plowing service everybody else is thinking about.
The other thing that you noticed too was the gas price was like 69 cents per gallon.
Yep. Wonder.
It's like, I didn't even notice that.
Yep.
So.
Wonder if that was how convenient, right?
It's 100%. Like, you just have a plowing service van, you got to make the gas 69 cents.
Yeah.
Like, it just makes sense.
You're not wrong.
It's probably accurate as well.
It might be. Yeah, I didn't really look it up, but that sounds about right. I wish gas was still that cheap, but whatever.
I mean, we're still relatively cheap in our area. Like $4 is still better than a lot of the country.
I mean, you're not wrong. So you're not wrong. All right. So then it goes from that. They get to the cabin, whatever, and they start doing their movie, whatever. And like as soon as they get there, like the old man's the one that kind of greets them, and he's just kind of like, I mean, the very first moment when Wayne knocks on his door, like he comes out with a goddamn shotgun pointed like right to him. Like I would have been like right then and there, been like, yeah, maybe we'll leave. Like, I guess like he's just assuming that he's like, he's old and remember, and I get that, but I don't know. I'd feel sketched out as soon as I walked
he was
up.
with the county.
Yeah. But that's like the first introduction to the old man, and then he's just like the whole time about like stay away from his wife. That his wife is, not problematic, but like his wife is, I don't know the word I'm trying to use, but you know what I'm trying to say? Like not there, like she's not completely there.
I forget.
Yeah, I don't know. He just wanted them to stay away from his wife because his wife, and just watch out for her because she's not like completely there or whatever. Which I know we just talked about this beforehand. You didn't feel bad at all for his wife, but I felt really bad for his wife in the beginning, like before she started her
I think
rampage.
just because I had like I think because I had like enough background information on the movie and stuff to like immediately be like, oh no, this woman's a piece of shit.
Yeah, see, no, I came into this knowing absolutely nothing other than there was a lot of sex in this movie. That's it. That's all I knew. So I started to feel really bad.
I came in full knowing like these old people are not to be fucked with.
Yeah, I mean, I gathered that like as soon as it was, that's where they were going and that's who they were renting it from. I mean, I figured that was kind of where it was going to lead to, but I just felt bad for her. Like the whole time, all she wanted was to get laid. Like that's all she wanted.
But she's so ugly. God damn.
She's old. Like God.
I
You
know,
can't stay
but
young
like
and
she's
beautiful forever.
Yeah, but this is like an advanced, like, there's a lot more going wrong with her than just, oh, she's aged. No, there's like, she is falling apart.
She's decaying in front of
she
our
looks
eyes.
gross. Yeah.
You're not
Exactly.
wrong. You're definitely not wrong. But like, so was her
Like,
husband.
both of them.
That's what I mean. So was he.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
He could have just gave it to her. Who cares? Like, you're ugly too. Like, he was concerned because of his heart.
It bothered me up until like they stopped doing it, but I literally have it in my notes. Like the faces of those two are shadowed so long into the movie until like the last half an hour, and then they're like full fucking shown.
Yeah.
Which I think was to like give off the vibe of like how creepy they were.
Yeah.
And then when you actually see how ugly and like falling apart these two are, it's supposed to kind of be like seeing a creature in a movie, but like I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it was.
It's too long.
They're definitely not good to look at, so I'll give you that. But
No,
like I said, I don't know. I just felt bad for her. Like until she started doing what she was doing, and then I was like, "What the fuck is your issue? Just because you didn't get laid? Like, calm down." Like, I'm sure you've had enough sex in your life. You're like 100 years old. Like,
Anyway,
I mean, I don't know though, because like how she was describing it to, I don't know if I think she was talking to Lorraine maybe or Maxie. I don't know, one of them. No, maybe I don't remember. But she was talking to one of them at the end, and she was like, "I used to be just like you," and just something about like that she. I don't know. I forget the whole thing, but like,
well, Mia Goth played like Pearl, the old lady too.
oh, she did.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like it doesn't actually have like an actress who played the old lady because it was Mia Goth.
Oh.
And then like Mia Goth is playing Pearl in the
And then like the new
prequel
one.
to this one.
Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
So like they're supposed to be, and it kind of hints at it with the picture that she shows, because remember it's like her wedding photo, and it's Mia Goth standing there.
That makes sense because like
So, yeah,
the
like,
whole
Pearl and like her like the same character.
Yeah, that makes sense because like the whole time like the old lady's in the like gets into the bed with her and like she's really hooked on getting like her to stay.
Yeah.
So I guess I didn't even know that though. That's crazy. That's interesting.
She's loving on fucking Mia Goth.
She sure was. That's yeah. That's funny. Now that I know
Rubbing
that's
that
her,
skin.
that's funny. Okay. Huh. I can't believe I didn't catch that, but I totally did not. But all right.
That's why I think like I didn't like this movie too much because there's kind of that weird background stuff at the same time, but like it doesn't need it at all.
Yeah. Fair enough.
It just feels like it's thrown in there as an afterthought, and that's literally how it happened too. They're like halfway through filming and they're like, "Oh, I have an idea for a prequel to this movie."
Huh.
It's like, "Oh, okay, cool."
All right. Well, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I guess back to some summaries here. That happens. They start filming the movie, whatever. The old lady like sees them having sex in the barn, and then obviously she knows what's going on, and she's been horny this whole fucking movie. So now she's like extra horny, and tries sleeping with her husband. Like again, like she gets all dolled up for him, like dressed up. Like she really I think that part made me the most sad because like she put on makeup, like she tried to make herself look pretty. She knows she's ugly, and like she tried, and her husband was still like, I can't. Like my heart will give out and I'll die. And she was just kind of like, so. But that part made me sad just because she dressed up and like I felt bad that he rejected her still.
It made me a little sad, but at the same time I was kind of like, fuck it. Like whatever. Like I don't give a shit.
Fair enough.
She's a fucking bitch.
Yeah, once once the first kill comes out and she kills the first dude, then I was just kind of like, that was unnecessary. Like,
Well, we skip over that whole. We just skipped over like a lot of exposition up until that point
what do you mean, like, summary?
because it's when she gets exposition. That's like proper literary term.
Yeah.
Because it's like all the build up to like the actual like reason why we're in the story.
Yeah. I wasn't done. I was just saying.
I don't believe you.
Well,
I think you're
I
lying
don't care.
right now.
But anyway, back up. Let me back up since he thought I was skipping too far ahead. Like I said, she sees that all going on, whatever, and it's all right. So main characters here, you have RJ, and he's the cameraman in this. So he's the one that's filming the movie for Wayne, who is the director, the one who owns the strip club. He's the one putting this all together and like the producer, all that. So RJ and Lorraine are a couple, and Lorraine is she was like holding the mic the whole time. Like she's kind of like with
the boom operator.
yeah. So she's with RJ, like they're a couple, and they're there just filming the movie. And at some point, like she kind of just starts. At first, she's very like not disgusted. I don't think that's the right word, but she's just unsure of like how can what's her name? Bobby Lynn character, which is Brittany Snow's character in here. She's dating the guy Jackson, but how can she be okay with Jackson also having sex with the girl Maxine? Like you're a couple, but how are you okay with that? It's kind of where her mindset.
No, that's the opposite way.
What do you mean?
Wayne is dating Maxine.
Nah, Wayne. Oh no, but yeah, Wayne was with Maxine. But I'm saying like because she was saying
Jackson and Brittany Snow's character aren't together.
yes, they are. They're like on and off.
No, they're not.
She said they were like on and off.
Yeah, when she said like sometimes it was jokingly like, yeah, we're getting paid to have sex.
Oh well, I took that as in like they're sometimes a couple and sometimes they're not.
No. That was like her joking way of saying, oh yeah, well sometimes we're together. Like,
Oh well.
and sometimes
Okay.
they do these movies.
Well, whatever. I took it the wrong way then. But Wayne is the producer and he is dating Maxine. You're right. And like Maxine was also in a scene with Jackson, and that's why Lorraine's character is just kind of like, how are you guys okay with sleeping with other people's partners? Like that's not okay in her eyes, I guess, in the very beginning of this. And then
yeah, well she has like a cross on.
Yeah,
and she's religious.
yeah.
Like that's her whole
so she starts filming with her boyfriend RJ, and then she starts like kind of like more getting into it, and she's getting a little bit curious, and she's just like, all right. And then at some point, after they're filming, she asks Wayne, the director, while they're all in the room together, and she's like, hey, like, do you think that maybe I could be a part of the movie? And her boyfriend is just like, wait, like, no, like that's not happening. Like, and she's like, well, why not? You're the one that told me to lighten up. And it's just this whole thing, like,
not that far.
Yeah. That's when that started happening. I was just kind of in my head too, and I'm just like, damn, like I get it, but that's kind of fucked up. Like you should probably discuss that privately with your boyfriend first. I mean,
that's like,
go ahead.
Everyone that I've talked to or like have seen about this movie, like supporting her character, it's always, well, like the boyfriend's being hypocritical. He's doing this. He's doing that. A boyfriend, like you're allowed to have boundaries.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I could be fucking filming something, but that doesn't mean I want to participate in the actual act of it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm allowed to set that boundary for myself. Like, I can do this, but I can't go that far.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I don't understand, like, with people trying to defend her character. No, she put her fucking boyfriend in a shitty fucking position filled with peer pressure to just be okay with it.
Yeah. And obviously nobody in that...
I hate this whole...
Yeah, and nobody in that situation is going to stick up for him because they're all there to make money and make a movie. Like, they don't care. Hey, it's another girl in the movie. Like, it is what it is.
Exactly.
So, like, he's just kind of there alone in that and just like, well, I don't want you to do it. And she's just like, well, I'm doing it anyway. Like, I don't really care what you want. And that part was just kind of like gut-wrenching to me.
That's when
and like...
That's the part where I, like, broke down and was like... Okay,
when he was crying in the shower... Like right after that, like I was just like, damn, like I feel that. Like I just felt that.
I had one tear.
Yeah, definitely.
I shed one tear.
My eyes were definitely watery for that because I, like, as a dude, like you just feel that, even though it hasn't happened to me, like, but I just felt it. Like I just felt his pain through that, and that was a shame. Like I'm all for
Well,
like if he would have been all right with it, or if maybe they would have had a conversation and then it happened. Like,
Yeah.
all right, whatever. Like if you guys can move past that and like it's just for the movie, it's not anything other than that, and like you have a like conversation about it, whatever. But like the fact that she was just like, well, I'm doing it regardless of if you want me to or not, and then he's filming it, like he's the one that has to watch you have sex with this other dude that he's not okay with, and it's just like a line that you just shouldn't cross. So I don't know. That was
I
touchy.
messaged you about it like later. Then
Yeah.
I was talking about like the whole like OnlyFans like age that we're in right now, and it kind of like it puts me in that mindset because you have all these girls that are trying to like make it big as sex workers essentially.
Yeah.
And a lot of them do this. They ask their boyfriend, "Hey, film me while I'm having sex with this other dude." It's like I don't understand the logic or like how people are able to do that and have like that disconnect.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's so fucking like hurtful to me.
Yeah, and I think
I felt that fucking pain through that.
Yeah, through that
scene.
moment for
Like,
sure.
It sucked.
But I think we even had the conversation. Like I definitely get what you're saying, and I'm not completely far off from how you're feeling, but like I guess from my perspective, like I think OnlyFans is like, so long as you have two consenting adults in a relationship that are okay with it, like it's fine, like whatever. In this movie particular, like he wasn't okay with that. Like it was sprung in the heat of the moment because she was just thinking about it and like, oh, he has a big dick. Like I just want to see like what this is all about. And like in that moment, like that's fucked up. Like you didn't have a conversation with him privately. Like you didn't that's messed up. Like at least hopefully, I mean, I don't know really much about OnlyFans or how that works, but like I'm at least hoping that most people that are in relationships that do that have consent from their partners. So that's different to me.
Well, I think to me it falls into like that same boat. Like instead of the peer pressure of like a group of friends, like, hey, like tell this, like, no, it's okay, you can fucking do it, like fuck what he says, kind of thing, like they were doing.
Yeah.
It's that same kind of pressure, but with money. It's like, well, I can make $1,000 if I post this one sex tape with this dude.
Yeah.
Like,
I get it. I do get what you're saying.
What do you do in that situation?
Yeah, no, I do get what you're saying. Like I said, I'm hoping, like I said, in that situation that you're having a mutual respect for your partner and that it's like, that is what it is.
Yeah.
Just in this movie, obviously, it wasn't.
I always feel like it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just like there's too much pressure involved, and fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Why get involved in it in the first place?
You're right. I mean, thankfully for me, my partner is not really interested in that, so I'm good. I don't ever really have to worry about it, hopefully, but, it is what it is. But anyway, back to that. So, that happens. She ends up sleeping with the dude for the movie, even though RJ asked her not to and was upset by it, whatever. And right after that happens, like, this is leading up to the first kill, because then he decides, like, I'm out of here. Fuck this. I'm taking the van. Fuck them. They can get out of here by themselves. So, he takes the keys. Everybody's asleep. He takes the keys and he gets out to the van, starts it up, and he's getting ready to back up and leave. And I guess in the rearview mirror, he sees the old lady standing there. Like, again, it's dark. Everybody's asleep. He's getting ready to just book it and just sees the fucking old lady. So he gets out of his car. And he goes over to her and he's like, hey, like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? Like, it's late. Like, you should be in bed. Why are you outside? And
yeah, she like kind of kisses
I think
on
she
his
gives him
neck.
like a hug or something, like a creepy hug, and he's just like, hey, like, what are you doing? Yeah, he's like, no, thank you. Like,
Well,
what are you doing?
I think it's that whole
and then she
rejection
fucking
thing
stabs
again,
him,
where it's
like, right in the
well,
neck.
you rejected me now,
Just
so
stabs
fuck you.
Yeah, that's 100%. Yep, that's exactly what it was. Which is funny because, as you know, he was in the
love the
van.
needle
Don't
drops
Fear the
in this
Reaper
movie.
is playing in
There's
the
so much
background. And I
wrong
thought
with
that
this
was
movie,
hilarious.
but the music is like always good.
Yeah, that was funny. I was sad that happened because I was already sad for his character, and I was really like hoping that out of everybody, he was the one that would survive because of what just happened, and he's the first one that dies. And I was just like, wow, all right. So the only thing that the only thing that made that okay was that song in the background.
Because every fucking movie, like since Halloween, has tried to have a "Don't Fear the Reaper" needle drop.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So that was funny, even though it was sad that it was him. But he was basically decapitated. Like she stabbed him, and like they showed a lot. I was surprised at how much they showed her like stabbing him in the neck and like basically his neck and head just coming off. Like that was really graphic to me.
like,
Which I mean, hey, whatever. But I was surprised. I guess.
Kind of like, ew, what the fuck. But like, I didn't have as much of a visceral reaction to it as I thought I would, and I think it's because of Midsummer.
Yeah.
Just because of how many fucking times we had to watch that head smash that like I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Like head smashing is not scary to me.
Yeah, that's fair. It definitely didn't give me like any reaction. I just thought it was a lot to show, and I was just like, "Damn, I'm surprised that they showed that much." It actually kind of reminded me of Fear Street a little bit. The second one, I think 1978, at the end when they're stabbing Sadie Sink's character. Yeah, but like when they were stabbing Sadie Sink's character and her sister's character, like they showed them like stabbing them multiple times, and I'm just like, "Damn, all right, all right." I mean, I like to see it. That's probably weird to say, but like I'm surprised at how much they show.
Fucking paying to see this,
not in a weird way. Yeah, not in a weird way. Yeah. All right. So that's the first death, and probably definitely the saddest one.
No, I want to talk about the other
anything else
drop,
you want to say after that, or just going to go into the kills now?
Like the singing montage of Britney Snow and fucking Kid Cudi. Like, of course you have two musical artists there, so you're gonna have a fucking like campfire sing along. Fucking, fuck is the Fleetwood Mac song? God damn it.
Yeah.
Landslide.
I forget.
Yeah, I was just like,
I forget, but yeah.
You saw a shadow of his dong, and I don't know if that was like edited in there or if that was like actual his dong, but I was like scared because it was large.
Yeah,
it's like that was a big pee-pee.
Fair. Well, that's why Lorraine wanted to do what she wanted to do, right? Oh man, yeah. All right.
Oh no, I'm stuck in Kid Cudi's
next
dong.
kill or something else. Right,
okay, well fucking yeah. Let's go to next kill then, because this one pissed me off with Wayne.
Yeah.
Why do you look through the fucking holes? Every fucking movie, don't look through the holes.
I thought the same thing. I know. As soon as he kneeled down to look through it, I was like, "You dumb bitch." You're right, but yeah, he's the next one. He's looking for. At this point, Lorraine wakes up. It's still nighttime though, like it's not morning. But Lorraine wakes up, feels over, and she realizes that RJ's not sleeping next to her. So she gets up, and she starts calling for him. Doesn't see him anywhere. So then she goes outside or looks outside, doesn't see him, and she asks Wayne then to help her, like, hey, like I can't find him anywhere. Can you help me find him? So then they just kind of start walking around, whatever, trying to find him. And Wayne ends up going into like the barn that's there with the horses, and he's just looking. He hears something, I guess, and he's like, "Are you in here? Like, are you hiding? Like, come on! Like, I know you're upset by what happened, but like, just come on in, and like, we can just figure it out. Like, it's all right. It is what it is." And obviously, it's not him. He's dead at this point. And like Adam just said, his dumbass. Well, first he steps on a goddamn nail. What the fuck are you doing? You're in
a barn,
and like
you're just fucking stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. So he steps on a goddamn nail, and then he's like crawling over and it's like, "Help me! Like I'm bleeding really bad," and he still thinks it's RJ. And like Adam said, he then kneels down at this fucking like peephole in the barn, and then like obviously he's just fucking stabbed with a pitchfork.
Dude, like you're fucking dumb. I don't feel bad for you whatsoever.
Yep.
Most of, like all of these deaths, I don't feel bad for. The only death I feel bad for is RJ. Yeah.
RJ. Yeah, 100%. Yep. So yeah, then he's the next death in here. Predictable, as we said. As soon as he saw the peepholes, and we see that he's gonna go kneel at it. You know what's going to happen. It's not a question. And then at that point, I think the old man was outside, like looking with
Yeah.
Lorraine, right?
Yeah,
like,
he
weren't they
locks her
kind
in
of
the
like looking
basement,
around,
and then he goes
Lorraine
back
goes
over
in the
to the
house,
house
and that's when he
to
locks her in the
pick up
basement or the cellar.
fucking what's his name, Jackson. I just kept calling him Kid Cudi the whole fucking movie because like I can't dissociate from that.
Yeah. Yeah. So then it's the old man and Jackson are out looking for everybody who's missing because at this point, obviously, RJ's missing.
No, Pearl is too.
Lorraine,
Pearl's missing
and
at that point.
so is Wayne. So they're just out there looking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Pearl. They're looking for. I think that's who they were actually looking for, right? His wife. Totally. Okay. So they're just out and about, and at this point, we skip part.
Yeah,
We
just
skip past.
croc in the lake.
There's a crocodile, a random crocodile or alligator in this like pond. Yeah, because like in the beginning, Maxine is like she just took a swim and it just shows this fucking alligator, and I'm like, okay, cool. So, but it's Jackson and the old man, and they're looking for his wife. And they're down by this pond, and they're just kind of searching all over, but they're eventually down at the pond then, and the old man like tricks him to think that like he might have fell in because like he just put his flashlight down, and Jackson's like freaking out. He's like, hey, like, are you in here? Like, where are you? And then he just like comes up. He's like, you scared me, and then he just fucking shoots him in the chest.
Okay, whatever.
Like, yeah. Yep. So that was the next one.
Yeah.
Literally lining him up.
Bobby
like,
Lynn
just
is
fucking
right
bang,
after
bang, bang.
fucking that.
Right down the line.
She finds Pearl, and they're next to the
Yeah,
pond or
like,
lake
right
too,
after.
and she just pushes her the fucking
Yep.
crocodile immediately, just like comes and snaps at her.
Yeah. Yep. And as soon again, I knew the crocodile was going to kill somebody, and once it was, I thought it was going to be Jackson at first since they were down there, and then when it didn't happen to him, and then Bobby Lynn went out and was looking for Jackson, and she finds the old lady down at the dock, and I was like, it's going to be her,
Definitely
huh?
my favorite.
And yeah, it was.
Like everyone.
It sure was.
Yeah.
It was different. So I'll give him that. That was different. All right, what movie did you say that it reminded you of?
Lake Placid. I don't know if you ever saw it. But it's like it has Betty White like as the person responsible for like getting the alligator or like crocodile to grow.
Yeah.
And she's like feeding it cows and shit.
I feel it sounds very
it's fucking
familiar.
great.
I don't know, but it does sound familiar. I might have watched that before.
Early 2000s.
I probably definitely did. Then there's no way. There's no way I didn't see it.
Oh yeah, 100%. It was always on TV.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that was interesting. Let me see. Crocodile. Then after that, it's only Lorraine and Maxine who are left, because at that point everybody else is dead. Besides the old couple, but all the people that went there to the cabin are all dead. And they're just killing them off like flies. Very simple. And it's like I get like it's confusing to me because like the lady looks like she's 110 years old. So like how are they so easily just picking them off like flies is kind of confusing to me, but you know.
I just kind of assumed like if you have the tools to fucking kill someone, you can kind of just do it if you have the willpower.
I mean, I guess you're not wrong. I mean, obviously they did it, but it's just like even when, you know, the old lady just pushes Bobby Lynn into the pond thing, like just so easily was just like, nah, I'm gonna push you. Like, you're 110 years old. How did you not just like break your shoulder bone?
I didn't want to go into like the last standoff then, so I can talk about that. For learning how to fly.
Oh yeah. Okay, so then obviously that's Bobby Lynn's dead, and then the next death to happen is Lorraine. So what happens is the old lady, after she kills Bobby Lynn, she goes and she's all bloody, obviously, from everybody that she just killed. And she goes into the cabin where Maxine is just sleeping, like peacefully by herself, whatever. She's asleep. Everybody else is dead. She doesn't even know. And the old lady just is like strips, gets naked, and just lays in bed with her. And it's just
Rubbing
like,
on her arm.
yeah, like
I heard
really
this rubbing
weird.
all over her.
Yeah. And then, it takes her a minute to wake up, which was kind of confusing to me because if nobody was in my bed and somebody just got into my bed and started rubbing my arm, like I would know it right away. And I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? Hey, who are you?
And you can feel like old wrinkly skin.
100%.
You know old people's skin when you feel it.
Yeah. So that was weird. But anyway, she wakes up and then she obviously screams. She's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And she ends up
waddles out of the room.
Yeah. She does. She's like embarrassed for a second. Like, oh, sorry. But then she goes back and the husband finds her or whatever. And I think, right. And then they go back in to like get her, but she's not there anymore. But she's actually just hiding under the bed. And that's when the husband and the wife are sitting on the bed then as Maxine is underneath of it. And they're just talking. And the old lady's like, I really thought that she was going to be the one. Like, she reminded me so much of myself, whatever. And like he's just trying to comfort her because she's really upset. And it like never works out. Every time somebody that they rent the cabin to, like she always, I guess, picks one person that she thinks is like a keeper. Like there's like a random person like chained up in their cellar to begin with when Maxine is trapped down there. So I guess they just routinely do this. Like this is a common thing for them to try to kidnap people and find somebody to make his wife happy. I'm assuming. I don't know, but yeah, but she was just really sad about it, whatever. And then the old man just tries to comfort her. And again, this whole movie has been trying to get him to have sex with her. And this is like that moment. Like she's just like, I understand you're scared, whatever, but like, please, like, I just like, and it just happens finally. And it's just very weird and uncomfortable. I won't lie. Because they're old.
That was the
gross.
one part where I was like, I'm glad I'm not watching this. Is Michael? This is weird.
Yeah, it was weird. But and it's even more weird to think that Maxine is underneath the bed and she's listening to this and she's just like, gross. But while
is the old guy's name. That
Howard.
fucking scene reminded me what the old guy's name is because
Howard,
she says it and it's gross. Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
God damn it.
But as that's going on, as they're doing it, she Maxine under the bed, she starts like crawling out from under it and like escapes real quick. As they're still doing their deed, and she runs up to the house. I think she might have been looking for the van keys because she couldn't find them anywhere because obviously the old lady took them when she killed RJ. And so she went into the house and she's looking for the keys. And that's when she hears Lorraine screaming because she's locked in the cellar, which also before that, the old man went back in there and like stabbed her in her arm because she was trying to break out. Do you remember that?
Oh no, he like shattered her fucking hand with the butt of the gun.
Yeah, he was really like fucking her hand up.
Fucking hand.
Which again, like after the first hit, like wouldn't you immediately remove your hand? Like she just stood it there for a minute and just let him like knock the shit out of it. But
yeah,
whatever.
It was a Terrifier moment all over again.
Yeah. But anyway, she goes into the house and she hears Lorraine screaming and she gets her out. And then she's trying to get Lorraine to calm down because Lorraine is just fucking like going off, like screaming, yelling. And she's like, be quiet. Like they're still out there. Like you can't act like this. Like relax. And Lorraine's like, fuck you guys. Like it's your fault that I'm here. Like I wouldn't be here. This wouldn't have happened. Like RJ wouldn't be dead. Like, and she's just screaming, flipping out. And then she runs out the front door. And as she's running out the front door, the old man just fucking blasts her with that shotgun. Like, blasts her.
Her face is mangled.
Yeah, she's dead. 100%.
Which I was happy about. I was really happy about.
Yeah, I'm sure you were. I still felt bad for her. But
it was so cathartic. It was like, okay, I feel a little bit better. I was telling Michael about this too. I hate Jenna Ortega as a character now. Like anything that she's in, I look at her and I fucking hate her.
You're gonna think of this.
She hurt my feelings. Yeah, she hurt me and RJ's feelings so much.
That's fair. She's gonna be in the new Addams Family movie though, so you can't hate her that much.
I know, and I'm gonna fucking hate her then too. Just her face pisses me off. Her stupid scream face that she has.
Yeah.
It's like on the poster too.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Bothers me. Goddamn. I hate you, Jenna Ortega.
But anyway, then she's the next one to die, and then immediately after her, the old man has a heart attack, which didn't have a heart attack having sex, but had a heart attack after he shot her. Did she what happened that he had a heart attack? I feel like something scared him. What scared him?
I think she like twitched or something.
Okay, that's what I thought it was too, but I didn't want to say that because I didn't remember completely. But yeah, I think she did twitch, and it just scared him because he wasn't expecting it, and then he has a heart attack, and the old lady's just like by him, like, hey, like what's going on? Like, wake up, wake up. And then as that's happening, Maxine is assuming that this is her moment to like get the fuck out of there, which rightfully so. I would have thought the same thing. And how does she approach her? I forget how that whole scene folds down.
I don't remember if she has like a knife or something.
Because I feel like she had
Pearl
something.
has the gun.
Yeah, like it was on the ground.
Oh, she has the
near them.
revolver. She went out to the van and grabbed the revolver.
You're right. She did have that because then when she went to shoot it, it was empty, like a fucking idiot. And I called that shit too. I was like, it's not gonna have nothing in it.
Well, Wayne says at the beginning.
Yeah, and the beginning he was like,
keep...
I do the same thing because it was not loaded. Yeah. So that was predictable. And but yeah, she goes over to her and she's like, she has a revolver in her face. She's like, you're gonna like let me out of here, whatever. Like I'm leaving. Like where are the keys? And she goes to shoot her, which I don't remember the whole confrontation and like what she was saying, but she goes to like shoot the old lady. I'm assuming I don't remember, but she goes to shoot her and she presses the trigger and obviously nothing's in it, blank. And that's when the old lady grabs the shotgun that's on the ground next to her and she picks it up. Maxine really quick ducks and like gets out of the way, and the old lady presses the trigger and just fucking what you learned how to fly, you said?
Yeah. Dude, she went flying backwards out the fucking door and is just broken on the fucking ground.
Yeah.
And there's Maxine just able to get out of the house and go to the van.
Yeah. She got fucked up by that shotgun. Like, fucked up. Which was really funny to see.
I did not expect her to just fly backwards like that.
Not at all. That was funny. But yeah, then Maxine... Obviously, the old lady is disabled now on the ground. She probably did break her hip this time and her shoulder.
She was fucked.
Maxine gets the keys to their truck because their van, the tires were flat. The old lady stuck the knife into it, so she couldn't like use the van to get out. So she took the old man's keys to his truck and she started it. And as she was getting ready to drive away, like I said, the old lady was calling her a whore or something, and she just backs the truck up into the old lady and just crushes her head. And I was just like, oh, nice.
The whole time throughout this movie, too, Mia Goth's character is just like, I am a sex symbol.
Yeah.
Yes, Mia Goth. Yes, you are. I love you.
Yes, ma'am. But yeah, no, that's how it ends. She's the sole survivor of this fucking massacre that has happened, and yeah, they're making a part 2
and a part 3.
Yeah,
There's
I feel like
a sequel as well in the works.
Were they not like making part 2 as they were making part 1? So like, shouldn't part 2 be coming out soon?
Well, the prequel to this was Pearl, and was made like directly after this. They were made at the same time. Yeah.
So that should be coming
out. But that
soon.
sequel's not being made yet.
Got it.
But yeah, Pearl should be coming out soon. I think this year.
Cool.
But hopefully it gives a little more context on what the fuck is going on in this movie, or if Pearl's just like a psychopath.
Yeah, true. Yeah, hopefully they'll have some background into her. We can see what was up. But yeah, I mean, that's really the movie. They all fucking die besides Maxine. So she's the sole survivor.
Who knows? Maybe she's the next Pearl.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe there's a time loop somewhere, and she's actually Pearl.
Maybe. You're right. You could be right, actually. You might have just called that. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's really it. Do you have anything else?
No, that's all I have for X.
Yeah, that's really all I have on my notes.
But
I Fear 4. I mean, it's not too awful. I would definitely watch it again. Like, it's not a movie that I would put on my list of like, fuck this movie, I'd never watch it again. So like, it's all right. Like I said, it reminded me of Texas Chainsaw and then House of Wax and those are two decent movies in my book, so it's all right. I would watch it again. Like we said, predictable in some aspects, but it was a decent slasher, not too awful. It's really a hit or miss in the horror community. You either have people who loved it or who hated it, which I mean ends up being a lot of the movies that we talk about, surprisingly, but this is one of them that I see like in the Facebook groups that people post, and it's either they loved it or this was like a complete waste of their time and they shouldn't have ever watched it. So I guess, I don't know, I'm in the middle of that.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I don't mind it, but it's not the best movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's another A24 movie, and people know my fucking beef with A24.
Yeah, so there's that. But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything else to discuss, really. I think that's it.
No, I think that's it for this week.
All right. Since we're not in the same room this week, we're not going to do a trivia game. And plus, this was a new movie, so there was a bit more to talk about. So, no trivia game this week. Possibly next week, depending on what we do. I don't think we discussed really where we're going to go next. So, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it'll be a surprise for us all.
Yeah, so we'll update when we know, because I'm not really sure. I have a few things in mind that I guess we'll discuss, and we'll see what we want to do. But
Theme of the month is something that we haven't watched. So.
Yeah, so we'll figure it out, and we'll keep you guys updated. So, yeah, I think that's it. Unless you got anything else to say.
No, that's everything for this week.
Alrighty, well then, stay tuned for next week, and we will see you guys next week for whatever we decide to do.